Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be bringing you a White Knight Chronicles 2 class guide look at, one of these kind of videos. And the reason I'm going to be doing one of these is because there's a lot of people, mainly you guys in North America, who have not got access to the game. And you're going to invest a lot of points into your desired class or whatever. But by the end of the story, you've either put too much time in and you've realized your class is now worthless, or you're gonna slug it out to GR20 so you can rebuff. This is because of the level caps with GR. So let's say you're a GR18, your level cap is 70, 19 is 75, and 20 it is 80. And it's only at 80 when you can rebuff after you've completed the story. So either way, you're gonna be regretting doing one of the two: either slugging it through with your old class and you're not enjoying it anymore because it's lackluster at best, and or you're gonna have to redo the story again, which, whatever. Some people like doing the story, some don't. Also, another fundamental difference in this game is that your skills no longer benefit from stats. Just getting that out of the way. So an example of this is your longsword. Say you do slashing damage, you're no longer gonna benefit from agility. So stacking agility isn't gonna help you other than to dodge. Every melee weapon, including the bow, gets their stat modifiers and damage on pretty much every attack from strength. So people are just going to be pumping the shit out of strength. The only opposite side to this is if you're a mage user, be it divine or elemental, your main stat's going to be intelligence, and that's going to buff your damage. So get that preliminary stuff out of the way. Let's actually get started on the classes. First one I want to talk about is Spear. Spear in the first game is probably the most versatile class, at least in my opinion. Within the first game, you could do damage. You had an AC charging move. You could tank, you were fast, you could do a lot of damage over a select amount of time. Very good class. Easily the class with the highest defense value. You took less damage, you did a lot of damage, you had an AC charging move, you were pretty much ridiculously overpowered. And I guess level 5 saw that and pretty much nerfed the hell out of them. So now Spear in this game is retained to become a more of a tanking role, like apparently it's supposed to, which is great, but the flip side to the coin is that tanks aren't exactly needed anymore. This is because as soon as you go up in guild rank, you unlock more of the newer quests. Now all of the newer quests have a 6-player limit, and also every quest that has a 6-player limit allows the user, or one user at a time, to become an Incorruptus or a knight. Now as soon as someone becomes a knight, mainly in a boss battle, which is when you would use it, every enemy within the battlefield, including the bosses, will be focused on that knight. Now you can still use the threaten move to get everyone around you and to start attacking you, but I doubt you have more health and more defense than a 20-foot tall steel soldier. So there we go. Spear's pretty much become worthless now. Wish it weren't like that, but it is. It sucks. Next class we're going to go on to is Longsword. Now, Longsword in this game has also become ridiculous enough. In the first game, it was one of the good damaging classes. It was a bit slow, but a lot of people wore light armor, even at the higher GRs, because of the stat buffs. With the stat buffs in the first game, you used to pump either agility or strength, or sometimes both. You used to do agility because it made you dodge more, and strength because you had the crushing moves that did more damage to certain monsters such as golems. Now, needless to say, a lot of the crushing moves that Longsword did have are taken out of their skill tree now. So they mainly rely on slashing moves, which slashing moves are only good for the bosses who are weak to, obviously, slash, be it spiders and wyverns. There are a couple of the knight bosses that are weak to slash, but overall, slashing is not needed. It is a good attack type, it's still there, it's still required, but it's not needed as much. Also, the damage ratio has gone down a hell of a lot with the longsword guys. It's just something I see now. There are a couple of side abilities that they have, such as Anchor Blade, to slow them down. This is the equivalent to slow. It's better than slow, but it's still the equivalent to slow within the divine magic tree. And it's also recommended that everyone invest in a divine magic tree so you can heal, raise people from the dead, whatever. So if people have already invested in the divine magic tree, why not spend a little more, and you can do pretty much all the support stuff as well, if you choose which to do that. So Longsword again has become one of the classes that has been nerfed. This is because you no longer need agility to stack damage anymore, so you're no longer dodging more, and you're either going to forego a dodging ability for attack damage, and your attack damage isn't really that great to begin with. So yeah, longsword has been nerfed. Fairly sad, I know it sucks, but you know, it's the way it is. Next on the list is short sword. Again, similar to longsword, is that you stack strength and agility. Again, agility no longer reflects slashing damage, same as dex no longer influences thrust damage, and strength no longer influences crushing damage. You know, it's just strength for melee, intelligence for magic. Again, you have the twin blades ability, so you know you get an extra sword in your hand, but you don't double your damage. It may have been better if they actually doubled your damage, but I think it just times it by like 1.5, and your defense goes dramatically down. It's not a good trade-off whatsoever. And it's the same thing as longsword. You no longer have the agility benefit to stack damage as well, so you're no longer dodging attacks like a boss. You're not doing it anymore. So again, short sword kind of sucks as well. So that's that. Instead of the classes that actually have been nerfed, there's some that either remain the same or have been buffed. The main classes in the game, or the most versatile, or arguably the best, are axe, bow, and any mage. Mage being anyone who invests in the staff tree, the elemental magic tree, and a divine magic tree, or all three, because you can do all this stuff within even the first rebirth if you wanted to. First one I want to talk about is axe. Axe also has the vitality penalty removed from equipping axes or cudgels, and because of this, there's literally nothing wrong with them anymore. They still have their abilities to raise everyone's attack power, because divine magic no longer has Inspire Plus, which if you didn't know meant that everyone's attack power increased or whatever. Axe still has Warcry Plus, which influences everyone's attack power within a certain area, so everyone's attack power will go up. Awesome group skill. They can still lower the attack of an enemy. They can still lower the defense of an enemy. Their main skills include slash and crushing damage, which is a lot of versatility, mainly the crush, because a lot of enemies are weak to crush in this game, and also their main damaging moves are relatively quick to do, unlike say longsword, where it takes I mean it may seem like a minuscule difference to you, but if you're talking about damage over time, longsword, like their highest mana move, like a 20 mana move, can take somewhere between 5 to 6 seconds to actually perform, whereas axe users relatively take 3 to 5 seconds. You see where I'm going? This is a lot faster, so you can do a lot more damage, and also they do a lot more damage generally in every attack compared to everything else in the game. If you wanted to be an attacking juggernaut in the game, then axe is still your favorite way to go. This is because they do a lot of damage over time. A lot of enemies are weak to crush, and they just dish out the most damage. That's generally how it is. Axe it was good in the first game at high tiers. It's still great now, even at lower tiers. It's just ridiculously powerful. Next I want to talk about is bow. Bow's gone more to the role of supporting. There's no longer full brace, so you can't spam full brace, inspire full brace to raise your critical hit ratio, then bullseye to actually perform a high damage attack. You no longer need this anymore. Bow has a lot of skills, so they can increase the speed of everyone, such as a haste type of move. They can also regain mana at the cost of AC, so 1 AC they use this move and they get mana back. They can use this for anyone, it's not just themselves. So if you see, like, say an axe user who's demolishing people over there using 20 mana moves every so often or constantly, you can keep refilling them with that ability, so they can keep doing it over and over. So they're stacking 2k over and over and over, and it just amounts up to some ridiculous damage. Also, you're not practically vulnerable on yourself. You can still do a lot of status elements. So bow users are really useful in melee, with melee bosses or people who use melee predominantly. So let's say your opponent's using a lot of melee skills, you use Dark Shot to lower their accuracy, and also use Conceal to raise your evasiveness. This is a lot more useful in this game. Dark Shot will obviously make the enemy hit less, and if you use conceal with it, you'll raise your evasiveness, so you're not likely to get hit at all, making you basically, you cannot be touched. But well, you can be touched, but it's every so often. And you can also, refill a knight's mana so it doesn't, de-transform back to human form, etc, etc. Bow is more of a support role, but its damage is still good with its 20 mana moves, such as its crush and its thrusting attacks. It has a slashing attack, but it's not that good. But then, as I said again, most enemies aren't weak to slash, so that's not much of a problem anymore. Finally, I wanted to talk about mage. Mage is a bit broad because it covers bow. No, it doesn't cover bow, you idiot. It covers staffs, it covers elemental magic, it also covers divine magic. Elemental magic, actually first, within the staff tree, there are, even if you don't plan to actually just hit people with your staff, there are skills which allow you to cast divine and elemental magic a hell of a lot faster. One of the reasons why mages, or you didn't see them a lot in the first game, is because it took so long, especially on the greater the spell, so the higher the mana cost of the spell, the longer it took to cast it. There's now 4 skills for each that allow you to increase your elemental and your divine magic casting speed. This means you can cast high level spells at a reasonable speed, or in fact a fast speed. There are some guys who can actually cast and do more damage with spells faster than pretty much everyone other than maybe an axe user, and that is ridiculously effective because you're doing the constant elemental damage to whatever. This means you no longer need to have you practically don't need to have an element of every weapon, because you can just cast everything like it's nothing. Some of the lower MP moves you don't even need to cast, you just automatically do it because the casting time is so short. There's nothing to really go on. Also, if you're going to heal people as well, that healing is pretty much instantly. It's like, it's no longer you need to pre-plan like 2 turns ahead of everyone going, oh, I need to heal now. No, you don't need to do that with a mage. You can just heal instantly. You can heal everyone instantly. There are also moves within the mage's staff thing, that skill set rather, staff thing, that allow everyone within the area to recover, like an area effect, to recover health instantly at the cost of, I think it's 2 AC. There's also a skill like the bow's to regain mana, but this is also an area effect, so it doesn't affect one person at each time. Then this requires 3 AC, and they just use it, and everyone within the general vicinity will regain mana. I think it's somewhere within the degree of 100 every time you do it. Also, mages still keep their seeker skills to increase, magical damage output, as well as elemental damage, and they also have non-elemental skills now. So it's not as if you get to elemental, like you see someone who's resistant against every elemental attack you throw at them and you think, shit, I'm fucked. No, that's not the case anymore. You can pretty much just keep throwing non-elemental attacks at them now, which is great. They needed that in the first game and now they got it. So that's pretty much it for the basic class overview guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and this, as I say again, this is not something complicated. It's just so everyone in North America, well, not everyone, it's just so if you choose to pick a class, I'm just letting you know what you're going to get yourself into as soon as you get the game, because it's kind of sucks when you get so far in the game you realize you're not enjoying your class because either you're not doing enough damage or it's not doing what you think it should do. So it's easier if you go in there knowing what you're going to expect, rather than going in there with your old favourite class from the first game and realising, crap, this sucks, I've either got to start again, or grind my way to GR20, which isn't a fun experience, especially if you're trying to do it in a short amount of time, because it's just boring after a while. Just keep going, grinding. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and if you got any questions about the classes, let me know. I can answer them, and I'll catch you later, guys. Have a good day. I'll see you later.